funny thing happened to me that morning. There was a blacked out, brand new Chevy Tahoe with like blacked out rims, tinted windows. And it was driving around the block real slow, and I could see it the entire time I was glassing and stuff. I'm like, gosh dang it, someone else is hunting here, you know. I'm like, well, I'll talk to him, you know, if I see him parked somewhere and see where they're hunting at. And so I don't know, around 11:30 or 12, I decided I was going to go grab some lunch, and I got into my Honda, and I drove around the block just to go find a good parking spot with shade in it to eat and relax for an hour or so before I went in. And I drove around the block, and at the mouth of that, the draw I was in, which it was a really long draw. There's a parking spot there, and that black Tahoe is parked there. And I'm like, gosh darn it. I said, I either thought, one, it's a squirrel hunter, and he's walked up through my draw that I'm going to hunt in, and he's going to, you know, he bumped them all out, which could have happened. You know, he wants to squirrel hunt as bad as I want to deer hunt. But so I kind of pulled into the parking lot there by my look, and there's someone laying in the Tahoe. I'm like, oh, you know, and I hopped out real quick. And as soon as I hopped out, the guy hopped out too. And I'm not stereotyping, but it looked like maybe he had some extracurricular substances in his system. And he's like, he goes, hey, how's it going, man? You need this parking spot? And I'm like, no, I just was seeing if you're deer hunting. He's like, no, I'm not deer hunting. Just sitting here looking on my phone. I'm like, there was no cell service in the whole area, you know? And I was like, nope, you're fine. You can just park right there. And I got up and I left. I'm like, whew, shoo. You know, because you always assume the worst. Guys parked it right there by the draw you're getting ready to hunt, and like he's already up in there. But anyhow, that was kind of a curveball that was thrown at me and ended up not being anything. So it was about. Go ahead.
A couple of years ago, turkey hunting, I glassed a turkey in a field on the edge of public land, and I was thinking, man, I could cut that thing off. I know this land really well. And I go a little further up to where a parking lot is where I can go into access. The only place you can go in an access, and there's a vehicle there. And I'm like, this guy's watching the turkeys. Yeah. So I drive around the block and stuff. Then I come back around to see if that turkey's still there. And turkey's still there. And I look, and the car's still there. And I'm like, well, maybe he's not turkey hunting. Maybe he's just out walking, or because there's a hiking trail there and stuff. Yeah. So I'm like, well, I can see down the trail, and I can see there's nobody coming. So I'm like, I'll just go over and peek and see if there's hunting gear in the car, like, you know, because it's a car, you know, usually hunters drive trucks. Yeah. So I'm like, if there's hunting gear in there, he's probably a hunter, and then I'll just back off and I'll go someplace else. So I go over there, and you can hardly see through the windows. They're kind of like shaded. Yeah. So I go and I press my face up against the window, and two naked people jump up staring at me, screaming, and I just kind of got back in my car and truck and left. Yeah. So it's probably not a good idea to stick your face in windows. Yeah. Well, this guy didn't give me a chance to. People having, like you said, extracurricular activities. Yeah, he got out as quick as he could whenever he saw me get out. I don't think he wanted me to come over there by the vehicle. Hey, everybody. If you like the channel, make sure you subscribe right here. And if you like the clips, I got 2 more options for you. 2 options right here. Subscribe right here. See you guys.